Hello guys, how you doing? I hope I find you okay, and I hope I find you blessed. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I go by the name Mason, and a lot of people who might not know me, I'm actually a motivational and inspirational speaker. So I just thought I'm going to make a quick little video, and basically with the unprecedented challenging times that we're living in at the moment, a lot of people are stressed, a lot of people are distressed. So I just thought, you know what, a lot of people might need a little bit of motivation, a lot of people might need a little bit of inspiration, a lot of people might need a bit of a voice of reason. So I just thought, you know what, as a motivational speaker and as an inspirational speaker, I just thought I'm going to put my little opinion and my little words of support, and hopefully this might make a big difference on somebody's life. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are living in very unprecedented times. Yes, we're living in very challenging times. A lot of people are petrified. A lot of people are scared. A lot of people don't even know what's going to happen to them tomorrow. A lot of people don't even know if they're going to have their jobs tomorrow. A lot of people don't even know if they can still afford to pay the mortgages, pay the rents. A lot of people still don't even know if they're still going to live the same lifestyle they used to live before. Very uncharted waters that we are stepping into. Very petrifying. And the thing is, as human beings, if there's the worst thing that it can ever happen to us is to step into the unknown when we do not know what's going to happen tomorrow. Because as human beings, we love to be in charge, we love to be in control of our situations. This is the thing that separates us from this is the thing that separates us from animals. This is the thing that separates us from plants. This is the thing that separates us from the mineral kingdom. We are different from everything else because we are on the evolution ladder. We are the pinnacle of the evolution ladder. Do you know why? Because we have got consciousness. We are aware of everything that's happening around us. But ladies and gentlemen, I need to tell you this. Yes, we are scared and petrified of the unknown. We want to be in charge of everything that's happening to our lives. We want to be the captain of our own ship. We want to be the pilot of our planes. We want to be the driver of our own cars. Whenever we feel like we've lost control of the situation, we get petrified, we get scared, we get fearful. And this is exactly what's happening to us at this very moment of time. We do not know if we're going to lose our lives, because the thing is that we are holding on to the thing that means a lot to us, which is our lives. We are holding on to the thing that means a lot to us, which is the lives of our loved ones. We don't want to lose our loved ones. We don't want to say goodbye to our loved ones. We don't want to have to say or to bury the people that have meant a lot to our lives. We want to hold on to that reality, hold on to the memories, hold on to those experiences. But if we do not know what's going to happen tomorrow, this is when we get fearful. This is when we get scared. This is when we get petrified. This is when we get hostile. This is when we do not know how we're going to act, how we're going to react. This is how we're going to be restless. But ladies and gentlemen, as a motivational and inspirational speaker, rest assured, I'm going to try to be the voice of reason. I'm not trying to say I've got the answers. I'm not trying to say that I know everything, but at least I've got the motivation. I've got the other way of thinking. I've got the other way of dealing with these things. Let's try another way. And let's try to look at it from a different perspective, from a different perception, from a different angle, from a different trajectory. Because sometimes if your vision is a blade, if you're looking at things the same angle, and if you don't change your angle, you're not going to see things differently. What you think is a threat, once you change the position or once you change the perception, might turn out not to be the threat that you always thought it was. So ladies and gentlemen, we're always scared, we're all fearful. Yes, we're living in unprecedented times. We do not know what's going to happen tomorrow. There is a pandemic that's happening today We are still living in lockdown. A lot of people are petrified. We don't know where the lockdown is going to be lifted. We don't know if we're still going to have jobs. We don't know if we're still going to afford our mortgages, our rents. We do not know that. We don't know if we're still going to run our business the same way as we used to run them before. We don't know if our lives are still going to be the same like it was before. Nobody knows. So whenever we are venturing into the unknown, this is when misery, this is when stress, distress, this is when fear comes and takes place. But ladies and gentlemen, for us to understand what's going on, let's try to identify, let's try to define what fear is. Let's try to understand what do we mean by fear. Now, according to the Cambridge Dictionary, the definition of fear is this. Fear is an unpleasant emotion or thought that you have when you are frightened or worried by something dangerous, painful, or bad that is happening or might happen. So according to the English Cambridge Dictionary, this is the definition of fear. And I'm going to repeat. Fear is actually an unpleasant emotion or thought that you have when you are frightened or worried by something dangerous, painful, or bad that is happening or might happen. That is the definition of fear, according to the scholars, according to the Cambridge University. But I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, according to me, Mason, the motivational and inspirational speaker, this is the definition, a redefinition of fear. Fear is nothing else but an acronym. Fear is an abbreviation. Fear is actually false evidence appearing real. That is the redefinition of fear, because everything that you're scared of, ladies and gentlemen, everything that you think you're petrified of, all the unknowns that you are stepping into that you do not know of, is all just a maya. It's all just an illusion. This is just the mind playing tricks with you. This is just the trickery of the mind. I need to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be the voice of reason today. I do not claim to know everything. I do not claim to be an authority of everything. But I'm going to be telling you there is nothing to be scared of. There's nothing to be petrified of. Death. A lot of people are scared of death. A lot of people are scared of losing their lives. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to tell you what death is. In order for you to understand what death is, you need to understand what life is. There is no way you're going to understand what death is until you understand what life is. What is life? How would you define life? How would you define death? There is no way you're going to understand death until you understand what life is. So let's start from the get-go. Let's start from the beginning. What is life? What is life? What is the definition of life? We're not going to bother checking with the Cambridge Dictionary because obviously they're wrong. They do not know anything else. They've got the scholarly point of view, but we understand it spiritually. We understand from the divine essence, from the creative principle. Life, ladies and gentlemen, is the generation of things. Generation, operation, and destruction of things. That's what life is. Life is experiencing something from the beginning, operating it, and degeneration. That's what life is. Life is cyclical. Life comes from a trajectory of which is called a pattern. Life is A, B, C, D, then D to A. Life is cyclical. Life is not forever. There is the beginning and there is an end, and the end will take you to the very beginning. When you plant a seed into the soil, that seed dies for it to give life. Are you with me? Whenever you plant a seed, for everybody else who understands agriculture, everybody who understands whoever do gardening or whoever plant seeds in their garden, whenever you plant a seed, the seed has to die for it to give life. The seed has to go through transfiguration, death, crucifixion, and is going to do a resurrection. That is the nature of life. You plant a seed, the seed transfigured. From a seed, it dies and it crucifies itself. And when it dies, it gets buried in a cave. And when it gets buried in the cave, which is under the soil, it one day, with given the right temperature, given the right atmosphere, or given the right fertilizers, given the right compost, given the right treatment, that seed, once it dies, is going to give life to a plant. Life is all about generation, operation, and destruction. And that is G-O-D, God. That's what life is all about. Now, what am I talking about? I know that I'm teaching you metaphysics here, but you know what? For me to inspire and motivate you, you need to understand what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, okay? I know that this is deeper philosophical and deeper stuff that we're talking about here, but I need you to understand. You don't need to be scared of what's called death. A lot of people are petrified. Am I going to lose my life because of this virus, this COVID-19? Am I going to lose? Is my parents going to lose life? Is my loved ones going to lose life because of this COVID-19? Am I going to change the way I live my life because of this COVID-19? But I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do not need to be scared of nothing, because there is no such thing as death. Like I just told you, I gave an example of a seed. When a seed is planted to the soil, the seed dies for it to give life. Everything is cyclical. There is no such thing as death. What you think is death is just a transition. A death of the flesh is just a death of a flesh to give another life. You are not your flesh and bones. You are not your flesh. What you are is an infinite conscious energy, or you might call it spirit. That's what you are. There is no beginning, no end to you. You are an everlasting or an ever-existing presence, the consciousness which is experiencing this reality. Your body is nothing else but an avatar. Your body is nothing else but a uniform for consciousness to experiencing this reality. I know that you probably have never heard this before in your whole life. And I know that this is probably new to you, but please do understand that there is no such thing as death. Death is just an illusion. If you ask the Indians, if you ask the ancient Chinese, if you ask the Phoenicians, if you ask the Babylonians, if you ask the Incas, if you ask the Mexicans, if you ask the Aborigines, if you ask the Africans, ask the Egyptians, ask every ancient culture, they will tell you life is nothing else but a dream. This is just a shadow image. Our real self is the invisible self, the consciousness. There's only one consciousness that is experiencing life in this reality. There is no such thing as death. There is no need for you to be entangled into this matrix. You see, the government, the media, everything, they have given you this matrix and you have believed it to be true. But this matrix is not real. This is just an illusion. The Aborigines will tell you life is just a maya, it's just an illusion, it's just a dream. We are living in a dream world. You are not your flesh and bones. That's not you. That's what the media, that's what your government, that's what your religion is convinced you, indoctrinated you to believe in that. But that's fiction. That's a fictitious world. That's not real world. The real self is the invisible conscious energy that is ever present. You see, what is the creative principle? Yes, a religion, they've called it Allah, they've called it God, they've called it all kind of names, but the creative principle became flesh so that you can experience this life. But you know what? Our job is for us to awaken and enlighten, and for us to awaken to the fact that we are God living in a material life. The very moment you awaken yourself that you are God in flesh, that's when flesh become God. That is your very sole purpose. That is the reason why you are here in existence. I need you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, you've got nothing to be scared of. Yes, the media, with all this fear mongering, everything, they're always going to be scaring you. But you do not need to be scared of nothing. As long as you understand yourself, I'm not scared of nothing. If death visit me today, if death visit me tomorrow, I will definitely welcome it and take it. Do you know why? Because I know myself. I'm not my flesh, my bones. I'm not Mason. This is the name that was given to me. I'm not Tapiwa Musiwa. This is the name that was given to me. I'm not my clothes. I'm not my skin pigmentation. This is just the nature of my physical body. But the real me is the consciousness that is everlasting in me. So you need to understand this. And once you understand this, you should not be scared of anything else. Do not be fearful of anything else. A lot of people, they're petrified. What's going to happen to me tomorrow? How is my life going to be? You have to understand this. Nobody lives forever. Everything in this material realm goes through generation, operation, and degeneration. Everything is going to come to an extinct situation at some point. Nobody lives forever. So what are you scared of? You want to hold on to something that is temporary. Life is temporary. Life is not permanent. Life is not eternal. But if you understand who you are and understand your spiritual divine self, understand your own divinity, you get to the grace with that you are not your flesh and bones. You are infinite conscious energy. You are the beginning and the end. There is no termination of you. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the English Cambridge Dictionary, the definition of fear is this: fear is an unpleasant emotion or thought that you have when you are frightened or worried by something dangerous, painful, or bad that is happening or might happen. Let me repeat that again. And because the more you repeat, the more it's going to register in your mind. Psychology will tell you you need to repeat things more often for your mind to register things. So let me repeat again. Fear is nothing else but an unpleasant emotion or thought that you have when you are frightened or worried by something dangerous, painful, or bad that is happening or might happen. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing bad, harmful, hateful that's going to happen to you. What kills your body does not kill your soul. What kills your body does not kill your spirit. Your spirit is eternal. Your spirit is everlasting. Your spirit is the Alpha and the Omega. Your spirit was there yesterday, is here today, will be there tomorrow. But your flesh and bones, one day we might bury it into a coffin. But that's not you. And do not be disillusioned by your ego, because your ego self is an accumulation of thought patterns and beliefs that you have accumulated over the years, and you have told yourself that is true, but that is not true. And ladies and gentlemen, there is no such thing as death. A lot of us, we're scared. We're petrified. What's going to happen to me tomorrow? Am I going to be alive tomorrow? Am I going to be a victim of this coronavirus? Am I going to be a victim of this COVID-19? Am I going to lose my parents? Am I going to lose my grandparents? Am I going to lose my children? Am I going to lose my life? For you to understand death, you need to understand what life is. You are not your flesh and bones. There is no virus that's going to touch your soul, because the thing is, in the spiritual realm, go and ask the Aborigines, go and ask the Mayans, go and ask the Phoenicians, the Babylonians, go and ask the Egyptians, go and ask everybody in Africa. They will tell you no disease can ever touch your spiritual self. It is only your physical self that can be petrified with this illusion of being diseased. But your spiritual self can never be touched by no virus, no bacteria, no disease, none whatsoever. Because you are a divine essence. You are the creative principle experiencing life in this physical form. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just thought I'm going to come here and express and share with you a quick little words. As a motivational and inspirational speaker, I just thought I would impart a few enlightening and awakening words that will probably help you and make you aware that you should never ever be petrified of anything, never be scared of anything. Fear is nothing else but false evidence appearing real. So why should you be scared of false evidence that is appearing real? So, Brother Mason, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and wherever you are, stay blessed. And like I always say, keep on smiling and look after yourself. All right, bye.